you needed to get a bonus point. You got a bonus point. So I think on the telly you said it's in your hands, and it really is looking at the table.
Yeah, and obviously unless somebody Stato tells me any different, I think we're still in control of our own destiny. So, albeit it's a tough looking fixture list if you look at it from a perception point of view. But look, you want to be at the end of the season. You want to be in with an opportunity of playoffs, and we've given ourselves a chance now on tour to try and get ourselves in there, or certainly make life uncomfortable for those above us if they do slip up.
You said on the television as well, I hope you lost a derby last week and it hurt. Yeah. You won one this week, it feels better. What have you done to bring a greater degree of accuracy and execution that you showed today?
I think what the group's done really is like we always do, is we don't walk past anything that we don't like the standard of, and that's the strength of the group, strength of the people within it. We make sure we're honest and upfront around it and where we can be better, and actually we do accept that some things are out of our control as well. And to be fair to Cardiff, they were very, very, they were high quality on the execution of their red zone stuff last week. 4 entries, 4 conversions, and we were the absolute opposite. So, we were 1 entry where we did execute something, but we were the opposite really, and didn't give ourselves a chance last week to build any pressure. And I thought the adaptation this week, we understood where we needed to be better. We targeted it in the week, spent a bit more time on it. I know it sounds simple, and then we just talked around being ourselves then around the rest of our game. Just keep knocking at the door. We know we've got the quality. We know we've got the right people. It's about just making sure we're really focused on what's critical. And
you have a very effective double act with Kasende wins the ball in the air, and Giles scores the tries.
Yeah, we don't mind what the double act is and which way round it is, as long as the outcome's the same. Look, we know those guys are a strong point of difference for us aerially, and they're different in stature. Obviously, Gilo's a lot slighter than Dan, but equally effective in the air. Their effort and their work rate to chase kicks is incredible, and we know the stuff that comes off the back of it. The loose play stuff. We know they're phenomenal, and we want to try and get the ball in their hands as much as we can. But I think what we did today was we gave it to them with more space. We earned the right to put the ball in their hands more. We spent a lot of time, Griffey, didn't we, around the skill sets of the forwards in the week. We feel like that we haven't really committed defenders. We're a little bit sideways in our attack, and I thought the forwards did an incredible job today of action in a 3 or 4 sessions. And fair play to the coaches and the players. They did a class job of doing what we said we were going to do.
Lastly, for me, how will you physically approach? When do you go to South Africa? What kind of camp do you have out there?
Yeah, we go Sunday. We fly Sunday. We'll get together just before we go and do a little bit of walkthrough and a little bit of install around our game preparation, because really with the flight and landing there on Monday and then a Friday night game, we're not going to be able to get through a huge amount of work, a body of work that we normally do at home. So look, at this stage of the season, our game's installed. We've obviously got variations and little nuances that we try and do, but our game's in place. We just need to make sure that we get the boys physically and mentally excited about it, and they understand what the critical bits that we need to get right are in the game.
Should I just ask you, South Africa? What does that mean when you think of a trip to South Africa?
Yeah, it's exciting, especially now we've got something to play for. Yeah, I think going out there, if we hadn't won today with maybe nothing to play for, would be a lot different trip to what it's going to be now. And we've won out there before, so boys are excited for the challenge.
Good stuff.
Well, nice to be on the field. And
nice to be back. Hopefully, touch wood that we manage to stay on there now. But
been a rough ride, isn't it?
It's been terrible a couple of years. But I suppose it happens. It's part of the game, I suppose. But to be fair, it's like the boys around. There's such a tight group of boys. You probably have days where you feel a bit down, and then as soon as you get into for breakfast and boys are lifting you and calling you names and stuff like that, you forget about everything. So it's been tough, but it is part of it, I suppose, and enjoyed it today.
What I will say about Griffey in my short time of being at the club is great professional around his work ethic, his detail, his mindset. He's just taken a couple of really nasty injuries, which comes with collision sport, and his cast played him up a little bit this year, Griffey, hasn't it? But other than that, he's had some really nasty injuries that he's had to overcome. And you can see today he comes on, his skill set around the game, his ability to move the ball, but also stuff around maul time, attack and defence really high. Ball winning, he can call a line out if we need him to. you know, we always talk around, if you're not in the squad, be ready, and Griffey's been ready. Well, he's been ready for a while in your eyes, haven't you? But we've had to hold you back a little bit, just save you from yourself. But look, we're excited about having him back. Gives us more options, gives the team a load of energy having him around. Boys love him, and yeah, how good is it to get him on tour? So yeah, should be a good couple of weeks.
Just final one, sentimental from me. Adam Beard, last game here in Swansea for a while, and Dan Lydia too, you know very well as well. Just you know, two modern day players of Wales and the Ospreys.
Yeah, well, let's just start with Dan there. Just like, obviously he's not my player, but I've watched him for a long time. He grew up in a similar area to where I grew up. He's a fair bit younger than me, but look, I look at him with admiration. Been through his own injury troubles, but look, he's done everything at the top of the game. You know, British and Irish Lions, Wales, been an integral part of Grand Slams and Triple Crowns. So he's going out on a disappointing day today for him, of course. But he should look back on his body of work and be proud of what he's done. You know, he's still the second best international to come out of Mid Wales, which he should be proud of. No, obviously I'm jesting there. He's been an absolute legend, and his family should be very proud of him, and he should be proud of himself. With Beardy, I'm gutted he couldn't finish that line break at the end of there. I was expecting him to round the fullback like Will Jordan there, but he couldn't. He didn't quite have it in the tank. But look, his mindset after being injured, a couple of weeks ago, to tell himself he was going to play in this game regardless, and to get himself there with the physios and the work of the physios, incredible. He only trained once this week properly with the team on Thursday, and the rest of it was all mindset. And like, he's gone pretty much 80 minutes. Well, he did go 80 minutes, and his performance was class. You know, ball winning, his maul building, his leadership. Like, you know, whoever gets him next year is going to be having a pretty special bloke and a really good player. And you know, we're hoping he hates it wherever he goes and he wants to come back. So yeah, but wish him all the best, and I'm glad that the team could help him put a performance out there he can be proud of, and to see him heading off over there with his kids and that, signing off in an Osprey shirt in the right way with a big win in Derby.
3 teams, Welsh teams still in the chance of a playoff, with 2 rounds remaining. A bit more than last year. They're showing the development is there, do you think, to come in amongst the Welsh rugby?
Yeah, look, it's a tough league. You know, the top 14 in France is a very, very physical league. It's a tough league. It goes for a long period of time. But I'll tell you what, the URC is some comp. If you look at how competitive it is, you look at the teams now, like we were 13th, I think, starting today, you know, 6 or 7 wins on the board, and there's about another 5 teams like that, and then you've got teams on 7 or 8 wins in the playoffs. There's nothing between any of the teams. They have all beaten each other on their day. Top, you know, maybe top can't beat, or bottom can't beat top, but I can tell you what, under the first 2 or 3, it's all up for grabs. And I think like, to be competing as well as we are for as long as we are as in the regions, I think it shows that there's growth and there's talent there. And you know, we just got to make sure we keep growing on that now, and we can sustain it for the next couple of seasons.
Yeah, because that's the point. It took 50 points for you to get through last year. It's probably going to be less than that this time, isn't it? And you're on 38 now.
Yeah.
So the maths are there, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, they're there. You know, we know that. It's a tough ask. Look, if you win against the better sides in the league, you'll have scored 4 tries. Because you need to score 4 to win. Like, that's what we talk around all the time now. You need to get 3 tries a game minimum if you want to win a game of rugby. It's very rare where you don't need 3. So we know if we're going to need to win games, we're going to need to score 4 at least, and we better hope that we keep it less than 4 on the D side.
So you're not actually changing the way you go out to win the games?
No, we won't change. Our mindset will be to go and try and score as many points, as in match points, as in 4-5 points. We know we're going to need 4s and 5s in the next couple of games to give it, you know, to keep it in our own hands. And you know, we have to build scores like we did today. You know, you need to get 2 tries in the first half. It gives you a great opportunity to then grow. But you also need to be in with a chance as well, mind. Scoring 4 tries and conceding 6 or 7 is no good. And that's where we've been a couple of times this year. And I think what we've done today was we showed that we got it back to that sort of 3 tries conceded, and we looked tough to break down. You know, I think our discipline was what gave the Dragons their opportunities today. But we looked tough to break down today. I thought our defence was niggly today, and we looked much more like the side we have been for most of the season defensively, which is very pleasing when you go into, you know, a couple of challenges that we're facing in South Africa.
It's brilliant. It's exciting to be going to a great rugby country with all to play for, isn't it?
Yeah, awesome place to tour. Brilliant. Rugby mad, and weather will be decent at autumn time, and we're playing in some good venues. You know, I've never been to Kings Park, and I'm excited about that. And we've been up to Ellis Park before, iconic ground, and boys love playing there. So yeah, what a way to finish off the season.